Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, and the topic is on will they contact you? So think of a particular person who you're wondering about if they'll contact you, and pick a particular pile, and let's see what we'll get. So let's get started. So we've got pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So pick one of the piles and let us get started. All right, pile number 1, will they contact you? Let us see what cards we get. I'm getting that they would, in some cases, they would love to contact you, and they think about you quite a bit. This could be in a romantic sense or a friendship sense. So this person would love to contact you, I'm hearing, but they're kind of I'm hearing they're either too busy or they're not busy enough. So I'm hearing that this person could have a bit of an obsessive vibe towards you in some way. And I'm hearing that in some way, I'm hearing that it could be an obsessive vibe that's a positive, loving vibe, whether it's friendship, whether it's romantic, whatever it is. But I'm getting in other cases, I'm not saying this is all cases, it's just a small percentage. They're obsessively angry at you, and that's why they want to contact you. And because they're really kind of not busy, right? They're too busy, or they're not busy, but in some cases they're not busy enough, but they have a lot of anger. So it's either love or anger towards you, but either way, you're quite at the forefront of this person's mind, and they do want to contact you. But I'm hearing that whether they actually contact you or not could be 50-50. But lots of emotional, as you can see with this, the Two of Cups, which is, a lot of, so they'd like to. So it's because it's the center card, they'd like to. But I'm hearing, is it to express love or anger or both? That's the question. Either way, there's a lot of turbulent emotional energy that's turned on its head with you. It's like they're definitely thinking about you, and there's a lot of with the Two of so I'm hearing also that if they contact you, it may be when they stop juggling something. They may be juggling a lot of stuff in their life. So when they feel that these balances, because I'm getting an energy of this person, they have a lot of energy, but sometimes they don't know how to balance it or direct it in the right direction. So they're kind of balanced. They're sort of like they need to balance that energy out. And so it's sort of like I'm hearing that I'm hearing either you could get a loving email from this person, or you could get a really scathing, angry email, or some imbalanced. You might get an imbalanced. This person is kind of imbalanced. So you may get a kind of imbalanced. Whatever they do is imbalanced. Whether they contact you or not, or the form of the communication could be kind of imbalanced and a little bit alarming, sort of. So let's see if there's any other messages that come through. I'm hearing you may yourself not, when it comes down to it, you may realize you may not want to talk to this person. You may be kind of fearful of this person as well too in some cases. There's and this person may have those same feelings, a little bit fearful, like they want to come towards you for whatever communication they want to come towards you. It's a lot of, and I'm hearing it can switch between anger and passion, or sort of they can redirect sometimes in other directions too. So it's like you may really want to think in some cases whether you want this person in your life, is what I'm hearing. But to only take what resonates. Okay, so that was pile number 1. Interesting. So will they contact you? Now let's see. Let's get pile number 2. Will they contact you? Let's see. The 6 of Cups, the Tower, and the 10 of Wands. So I'm hearing that this person may they may think about you. I'm hearing that they think about you a bit more than you may think. They do think about you, but with a Ten of Wands, I'm hearing that more likely not. Although this person, it's kind of like they have a nostalgic thought about you, but they're kind of afraid that with the Tower, like I'm hearing that it could have either ended in a very tumultuous way, or your last communication could have been tumultuous, or if that's not the case, they may fear that contacting you might upend their life, or they may even fear your reaction or something. They may fear your reaction, or they may feel it's rocking the boat too much. So there's kind of a hesitancy. But I hear that you're kind of in the back with the Six of Cups. You're kind of in the back of their mind, or sometimes in the forefront. But they're afraid it might be to contact you might be too much of a burden. Interesting. Let's see if we can get some more energy. And I'm hearing that that they may be in sort of like an unstable, like they're kind of, I'm hearing in some cases they may be thinking about you because of something that's currently happening in their life with the Tower. They may be feeling that way, and it's somehow triggering, like they may have not thought of you in a while, but it's sort of like it's triggering the kind of the current chaos, that they're kind of trapped in this current chaos in some cases, and they don't really want to drop anything. They don't want to lose control. I hear like they're clinging on to these, in some cases, the Ten of Rods, the Ten of, so they're kind of like grabbing onto them, and they don't want to, they're afraid if they drop anything, if they do, they're thinking, so it's sort of like, it sounds like, I'm hearing in some cases, small amount of cases they may contact you, but more often than not, it will be kind of like, oh, there's my cat. It may be sort of I hear it's sort of a lot of sort of emotional festering about you, nostalgia with the Six of Cups, definitely a nostalgia card. So it's sort of like, yeah, they're definitely, they're kind of, they could be thinking about you, quite a lot, with quite a bit of nostalgia, but it's sort of like I get the sense that it's sort of like to contact you, and yeah, like I said, they may fear your reaction, they may even fear their own reaction, they may fear that it might, like I get a sense that they may be in a state where they're really trying to control everything in their life, and it's just like they don't want to bring any more thing onto that in a lot of cases, because then it's like it will just upend everything, and they can't have that. So it's sort of like, it's kind of like this. I see this image of you. You always become this sort of a slight fantasy in their mind, like they're like they think about you. They kind of mull it over, like what would they say to you if they talk to you. What would you say? It's sort of like they seem to have, you seem to have injected yourself into their sort of active fantasy life, if you will. Take that as you will. But they kind of want to stay in this active fantasy life instead of actually making it reality. They kind of almost enjoy this sort of active fantasy life. And yeah, so there could be a bit of confusion in their mind too about you. There could be some sort of confusion, but I'm hearing in some cases there could be a little bit of anger as well too. But so it's either a nostalgia or a reminiscing or kind of anger I'm hearing, but they just don't want to upset the apple cart in their own life, or even yours. I'm hearing in some cases. So that's pile number 2. So let's see what pile number 3. Will they contact you? Page of Wands, Knight of Cups in reverse. So Page of Wands in reverse, Knight of Cups. What we have for the third card, and Knight of Pentacles. So I'm kind of getting. I'm getting a probably a no in this case. Like it could be, I'm hearing it could be a yes though, if they so So I'm getting a very stuck energy with this person. So the Knight of Pentacles, it's interesting. I'm looking at this now. There's 3 characters here. So that's all, and this is the reading is just characters. So it's sort of like the Page of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. So it's sort of like I'm hearing that this person, they just, this is what I'm hearing, is that they feel all the energy. I'm getting a depressive energy, like it's like a depressive, heavy energy, and all the fire has sort of left them, is what I'm hearing. And even the emotions have left them as well. So it's sort of like they kind of, it's not, let's see if we can get another card. Oh yeah, and I get the 5 of Swords. So it's sort of like there's a feeling of defeat as well too. There's a sense of sort of like heavy defeat in their energy field. So I'm hearing that, like, for them to contact you, 3 things would have to happen. They'd have to, number 1, they'd have to feel better about themselves. They'd have to sort of slump out of their depression, get out of their slump or depression, or they'd have to they'd have to know that you'd want to hear from them, because they're not quite sure that you'd actually want to hear from them. That's the sense that I get. They're kind of iffy, like, oh, would that person even want to hear from me? Like, does that person even want to, does that person want to hear what I have to say? So, but yeah, like, I got that before, that like, oh, the energy is just drained out of them. And then to get the 5 of Swords, like, I was like, oh, grab another card. I was intuitively drawn to grab another card, and that's what I got. So really, they're not really in a good place right now. They're just like, they feel very heavy. They feel almost beaten down, right? This card is a very the 5 of Swords is a very beaten down card. Very, like, look at it, it's just like, so they feel like either someone in their life, I'm hearing even you sometimes, they may feel that, like, you somehow, and you may not intended that, but they feel like you have somehow gotten the best of them, or everyone has gotten the best of them, or something like that, right? So they just feel very, almost bested by people, and like they just, the spark has, like, left their sails, or the wind has left their sails, the spark has left their, but I'm hearing on occasion they wonder about you, on occasion, sometimes more frequently, but it's more like on occasion they do think about you, but then they're just kind of, and then they kind of just go into their own self-absorption, their own problems, right? I feel that they're very heavy and, like, they may even have begun to become physically heavy as well too. Like, physically heavy, emotionally heavy, physically, like, they may feel, I'm hearing too, in some cases they may have had a weight gain, so they're kind of a little bit, like, it's an odd message, but like, so they may, not that there's anything to be embarrassed about, but they may feel that there is, right? They may feel that there's something to be, like, embarrassed about, so they just sort of, so yeah, so basically the Knight of Pentacles is a very, like, sort of slow moving card, so it indicates their contacting you will be either slow or non-existent, or because of the energies that are in their kind of their field. It's sort of like, that sense I'm getting, they only have enough room for one person right now, is what I'm hearing, and that's themselves. So it's sort of like they don't really have not any room for any other people, basically, you or others. Interesting. That's the message that I get. Yeah, it's like no room for other people, neither you nor others, with that heavy Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. So pile number 3, we've got one last. That was the end of pile number 3. Hope you enjoyed that. Now it's pile number 4. Will they contact you? Let's see. The 9 of Cups, Knight of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Oh, this is an Ace of Swords. Interesting. This is an interesting reading because we've got 3 reversed. I'm not quite sure first what I think of this, but let's tune into it intuitively. Okay, so the Ace of Swords would indicate a yes, because the Ace of Swords pretty much automatically indicates a yes. So I'm going to get, I get yes, but. So Ace of Swords is like a yes, right? So that would like indicate, a communication, right? Because it would, will they contact you? And then we've got the swords, which is about communication, and then we've got the ace, which is a yes, and holding up that sword, like it would indicate a yes, but I hear yes, but. So let's see, what other cards do we have here to go along with this yes, but. We've got 9 of Cups. So, and then interesting, 9 of Cups, and then the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Knight of Cups. So they're emotional about something in their life right now with the Knight of Cups, and it's surrounded by not feeling that they have. I'm hearing that they may have taken a loss, like a financial loss with the Knight of Pentacles, or they feel like their independence was taken away from them. Their power and their independence and their abundance was somehow taken away from them. So it's sort of like, I'm getting a sense, I heard, like, this is a kind of a thoughtful person, and they have a sort of a mixed between getting out there. It's sort of like, and I'm hearing it not just with you, but it's sort of like they have this energy of sort of like being out there and being inward, being outward. And I'm getting that, a balance of being outward and inward. And when they feel, okay, what I'm hearing is when they feel totally abundant and they feel good in their life, then that is when they will contact you or other people. So that's when it will become an Ace of Swords. But I'm hearing there's some sort of loss, like a financial loss or some sort of emotional loss, or something that they wanted didn't really pan out the way that they thought it would. So they're basically like, they're kind of stuck in their emotions. So I'm hearing their emotions, they generally tend to determine a lot of what they do. Like, you know how there's some people that are based on logic, like they'll do something, or they'll contact somebody, or because it's logical. But I'm hearing that this person just goes along with the tides of the emotions, and it's just like the nine of Cups. So it's just like, I'm hearing when they feel their luck turns, they'll contact you. When they feel their emotions turn in a better direction, then they'll contact you. So it tends to be a yes with the Ace of Swords. But I'm hearing this is a them problem, not a you problem, because I'm hearing you may like think, oh, is it me? Is it am I the bad person here? Am I the bad party here? And I'm hearing that this is a them problem, not a you problem. So I'm hearing, don't take this person's emotional changes seriously, because when they come towards you or they go away from you is based entirely on how good they feel about themselves. And I'm hearing that cycle really changes. They have, which we all have a bit of instability, but this person has sort of like quite a bit of instability, and then they'll be really, I'm hearing they can be almost hyper and optimistic when things are going well. And then they'll be really sociable and really willing to connect with you and other people, super willing to connect. And when things are going bad, they'll just go into their sort of hole away from you. And they don't understand sometimes how this affects other people, because I'm hearing they're not necessarily narcissistic, although they could be, but they're not necessarily, their behavior, I'm hearing in most cases, it's not really meant to be narcissistic. It's sort of like just, they can't, with their emotions, they're so led by their emotions that they don't understand that sometimes you can do things that aren't led by your emotions. Like you can, call people when you're not led by your emotions and what have you. But so that's what we've got, and will they contact you? I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you have a terrific day. Bye-bye.